This time on TV reviews, we're going to be looking at the new Netflix series, The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance is the prequel to the 1982 dark fantasy film The Dark Crystal, directed by Jim Henson and Frank Oz. And this time follows the story of a group of Gelflings who are the residents of the world of Thra, and they are joining forces together to fight against the evil Skeksis who have turned against them and want to do something that will completely change the fabric of the entire world. Guys, I'm a huge fan of the original 1982 film. I think it's just a fantastic, beautiful looking film with some great puppetry from the master of puppetry himself, Jim Henson, creator of Sesame Street and The Muppets and this. And I got really excited for this series because they weren't going to do just some sort of CGI show. They even talked about doing an animated show at one point. They were going to do full-on puppetry, and just seeing that the Jim Henson Company was going to work on this just made me really excited, and having such a love for that film as well, and seeing just the amount of talent that this show was going to have. We have stars such as Taron Egerton, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jason Isaacs, and Mark Hamill, to name a few, all together with the director of The Incredible Hulk himself, a very underrated film, Louis Leterrier. This was just something I was super excited to finally see, and I sat down and watched it for 2 days straight, and guys, this is amazing. What they were able to accomplish with this series in particular is just astounding. It is like the original film was brought into the modern age, but nothing has changed. Everything is just so perfectly crafted, from the puppets to the sets, and it's just a beautiful looking world. That is something that was really something special about that original film, was the world of Thra felt so integral, so interesting, so epic in scope, and this series feels even more epic. With this show's epic and grand scale, I think that it has brought the movie to its full potential here, and I just love it. This world, despite being populated by nothing but puppets, is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and just feels lived in. Every single puppet in this film, in this series, has a distinct personality to them, a distinct look that makes them look unique. There's like 90 or 80 some puppets that are used in this entire series. About 20 of them are main characters or mainstays of the series, and they're all wonderfully detailed. Like, the Gelflings have never looked better. They look absolutely amazing. Even back in 1982 they looked great, but they look just even better here, and as well as the Skeksis, the villains of the series, which are these kind of vulture-like bird creatures. They're just disgusting and just wonderful to look at. The world itself, the sets are absolutely beautiful, and when they use CGI, they use it right. They use it to enhance the story and do things they just can't possibly do. And it's beautiful looking. The film looks absolutely gorgeous, and that's something else. The cinematography in this film is really good. You have sweeping shots of the landscape, the world, and also the fight scenes in particular are very engaging. Action scenes are very well done, and it's crazy that this is all done with puppetry. And it's just really satisfying to see puppets just brought to life just like this. It is absolutely a treat for the eyes. And the story itself is really engaging. It's a lot of fun, it's interesting, and it's set so far back from the original film that it feels like a completely new story, and you can just go into this world right here and not have to have watched the movie to understand anything. It's absolutely beautiful. The world building is fantastic in this film, and I just can't praise this enough. The voice acting as well is top notch. We've got great voice actors, as I said. We've got Jason Isaacs, Mark Hamill, of course, and Taron Egerton, to name a few. They do an excellent job with this film, or with this series, especially when sometimes the puppetry, it doesn't work as well. Like, sometimes you can't get the emotions you need from a puppet, and really the voice acting really carries it when the puppets kind of fail sometimes. The music is absolutely beautiful too. I'm not exactly sure who composed it, but it is wonderful. It also feels very similar to the original film and can stand a toe to that film as well. In fact, in many ways, of course, this film looks newer, but you can really put this show side by side with the movie and it would just fit in so perfectly. Now, in terms of stuff that I have a problem with this film, there is very minor stuff. As I said, sometimes the action scenes are very exhilarating, but sometimes they do end up being very in the way of shaky cam, and that can be a little distracting and a little annoying, but I think a lot of it is to cover up the fact that these are puppets and just trying to make the action scenes more visceral in a way. And also, I don't think this needed to be 10 episodes. It really feels like they stretched the story a little bit, especially near the middle, near towards the end of it. It feels like maybe this could have been around 8 episodes at least, but it's not too big of a problem for me. It's just a little, I wish it was just a little tighter. Also, sometimes when it comes to the plot, it can be a little confusing when this is such a brand new world to some people that don't exactly know all the ins and outs of the show. And really, for newcomers alike, it could be a little bit confusing, but I could always follow what was going on at least. But that is a little bit of a problem, and some of the times, like, there's just a lot of characters going on, and a lot of them look very similar, so sometimes you might get a little bit of them confused, but the main ones that really count, you know who they are and their personalities, so it all works out in the end. Guys, this is a series that is absolutely filled to the brim with ambition and just people that really cared about the source material and what they were doing, from the directing to the writing to the artistry of the puppets and the sets and the world. It just feels so right. I'm glad we have this. It feels just like something that Jim Henson, if he was still alive, he could be proud of. And also, with the way this series wraps up, it looks like they're leaving it off on a bit of a cliffhanger and setting up for another season or maybe multiple seasons, which I'm completely down for. This world is just so rich and filled with life that I want to experience more of it, and I can't wait to see more seasons of this. I'm gonna give The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance an 8 out of 10. Well, guys, I want to thank you for watching this review. I hope you check out Age of Resistance. It's absolutely a blast of a show that I think anyone could enjoy, from adult to young children. I think it's a great show to show people, and it has a little bit of a dark edge to it, like the original movie too, that I really did like. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next review.